now it's time to get on to our collection. What we get in our collection. So first off, we're discussing what we got from our poll box. Starting off, we got Action Comics number 963.
Written by Dan Jurgens and artist is Patrick Zurcher.
It's a good comic.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice to have that little break after the 6 or 7 issues of just fighting with Doomsday. It's nice to have that little issue that kind of gives you a little bit of a chance to breathe before taking you into the next story. So I think it served its purpose well.
Definitely. I do feel like it's really good, really interesting. I like it for the most part.
The art's great.
Yeah, art's fine. I'm just curious to see where it goes. The story with who is this Clark Kent?
Yeah.
Whatever that is. I think it's pretty cool. So next up we have is Batgirl and the Birds of Prey number 2. The writer is Julie Benson and artist is Carly Rowe. What's her name?
Yeah.
It's fine. I read it.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's not that bad. I have a problem with the whole Oracle being a villain thing now. I think it's stupid, but
Oracle's a villain now?
yeah, yeah, it's stupid, but it's fine. I guess it's not a big deal.
Well, if you're somewhat enjoying it, I guess that's all that really matters.
It's fun. I like the relationships are where it's worth it. Deathstroke number 2 came out with Christopher Priest as the writer, and the artist is Carlo. Really hard to pronounce last name. I don't know.
Pagilayan?
It's bad. This issue was bad.
It was bad?
It was bad. It's not that horrible. There's cool things that happen in it, but it's bad. I didn't care the entire time. But it's sad to say, because I really like Deathstroke's as a character.
I like him too.
I think his new suit's stupid. It's so stupid looking. It's the stupidest looking thing.
The Rebirth one-shot didn't really grab me and say, hey, buy this.
I bought it. It was Deathstroke.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know who Deathstroke is, and I'm familiar with his world a little bit, but not so familiar where it's like they have all these side characters.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this guy? I've never seen you before.
If it keeps going like this, I'm probably going to drop it. I'm going to go through the entire first arc, and if it's still like this for the first arc, I'm definitely going to drop it. It's not that interesting.
That's $3.90 or that's $2.99 that you get to save.
Yeah, no, right. Put another comic. Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, number 4 came out. The writer is Robert Venditti, and artist is Ethan Van
Shiver?
Schiver?
Schiver? I don't know. I've heard
Driver?
it.
Tiver?
Adam
Biver?
Driver?
Adam Driver. Good comic. Fun.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Guy Gardner actually got a good laugh out of me.
Yeah,
Several
I actually liked Guy Gardner. I'm like, that's shocking. I usually hate you. But I liked it. I thought it was great. Great story.
I want to know what's going to happen to Hal.
Yeah, same. I'm really interested to see where that goes.
Sinestro is, of course, very villainous.
Mm-hmm.
Love him.
Sinestro is such a monster, man. He's
He
so
is,
bad.
But he does have does have rules, though. He does.
He does very
a moral
specified rules.
It was nice to see.
It was. I'm really excited to see where it goes from there. Like I said, there's a great.
What are you trying to say? Use your words.
There's a great moment there. I'm trying to do it without spoiling it. It's a very expected moment where you get to kind of see Sinestro get his comeuppance just a little bit, and it's so worth it. It's so you're like, yes, you deserve, you little monster. You deserve, you jerk. I'm so excited. I love it.
You butt.
I can't wait for the next issue. The next issue is gonna be great. New Superman number 3 came out. The writer is Gene
Luen Yang.
I think that's how you pronounce it. And
I can never pronounce his middle name.
And neither can I. And
artist
is Victor
Bogdanovic.
He does a good job.
He does. And I had written a review for this for the Superman homepage. And every time I write Bogdanovic, I always think John Bogdanov. Who did a lot of 90s Superman art. And I'm like, this is kind of confusing. Stop this. Stop having similar last names.
Stop it. Stop this right now.
Of course, it would have been helpful if I weren't writing it at like 3 a.m.
It's a good story. It's a different story. A different Superman. I like it. I'm really, really enjoying the comedy in it. It's very funny.
Yeah.
So next up is Red Hood and the Outlaws number 2 with writer Scott Lobdell and an artist Dexter Soy.
I liked it.
I think it's great. I just don't like Lobdell.
I love the cover though. We actually get speech bubbles on the cover. When was the last time we had that?
I feel that the comic's a flow issue.
Yeah, kind of. Just kind of takes you from one point to the next.
And
it's
also,
a connector issue, really.
Like, why are they shooting at Red Hood? They're probably shooting at him, and he's talking to Artemis, and it's just like not Artemis.
It's Artemis, isn't it?
Is it Artemis?
I think so.
Okay. And you're just like, why are you shooting at him? Why?
I don't know.
You're working with him. Why are you shooting? I don't know. It's stupid.
Either way, Bizarro comes next issue.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Very last issue, very last panel, I finally got to see Bizarro for once.
Oh my god, I love Bizarro.
Yeah, it was cool. Next up is Star Wars: The Force Awakens adaptation. This is an adaptation of The Force Awakens in a comic form, and it's really just to show the art. The writer is Chuck Wendig, and the artist is Luke Ross. It's fun. I like it. I'm collecting it for collector's sake. I'm really just getting it to display it and display it around and have it in my pull box. So I have it. I'm getting every other Star Wars line right now, so might as well just grab that.
Of course you are.
Yeah, it doesn't cost me that much, honestly, and it's not really that big a deal. I like it, though. The art can vary from really, really great quality to just stupid looking, but that's what you kind of get from these adaptation type things. They're never really that great, but they're cool.
Yeah. Well, unless we're talking like the classic 70s and 80s Star Wars adaptations.
Well, they aren't adaptations. They're continuations of the story.
No,
the Star Wars main line is amazing.
No, they actually had adaptations of the movies.
Did they?
Yeah. No, they had some pretty great art in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just for the art. It's all it's for. It's only for the art. You're not there for a story.
Sometimes you get like a little extra something in a little thought box.
It's never worth it, though.
No, but it's still nice to read it.
Next up is Suicide Squad number 2. The writer is Rob Williams. Artist, Jim Lee.
It was fine. I like the second half a lot better than the first half.
This one is another one that has a flow issue, honestly.
Takes it from A to B.
Yeah. I can't tell you things that happen.
There's stuff that happens, and if we talked about it, it'd be very spoilery.
We'll probably talk about the next one when the next issue comes out.
More than likely.
It is interesting. The ending's super fascinating. We get the second half. They do the whole first half's the story about Suicide Squad. The second half is the story about one of the members, and the second half is Boomerang. Captain Boomerang has the story, and that's pretty cool. It's a good story.
I love Captain Boomerang.
It's a good story. It's a whole it's really kind of pointing out how much of a liar he is.
I love how he actually gets his classic costume. In
Yeah,
the backstory.
That's
like,
really cool.
What?
Other than that, the line's good. Good humor. Interesting to see where it goes. The art is fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's just because it's got Jim Lee on it.
Yeah.
Jim Lee knows how to draw.
Then there's Superwoman number 2. The writer and artist is Phil Jimenez?
Jimenez?
I think it's Jimenez. Good.
It's good.
I mean, the last issue threw you for a loop and you realize, oh, so Lois isn't the Superwoman? She gets killed? What? What is this? Why? And you're sitting there with these feels and it really, really hurts you.
It's really good. I'm really looking forward to the third issue. I just wish that it weren't a monthly comic. I wish it were bi-weekly.
I guess because the writer and artist is the same person, so you need a little more time to work on it, which is fine. But since every issue really gets you going, oh man, what's going to happen next? Oh man, what's going to happen next? Oh man, what's going to happen next? And it also just it fills in those little gaps you get with Superman in action. I think it's really nice.
Yeah, it's nice because I'm picking up everything Superman, obviously, and so it's nice to see what everybody's doing in the little corners of the DCU. I'm like, right, this is where I belong.
It is really nice. So, next up is Wonder Woman number 6, with writer Greg Rucka.
Yep.
And artist Nicola Scott.
I loved it.
It was good.
It was really good.
There's a lot of heartfelt moments. It's Wonder Woman in jail cell, not understanding at all what's going on, and it's the best.
Did you catch the George Perez reference?
Yeah, I caught the George Perez reference. That was really sweet.
I'm not spoiling anything by saying this, but they bring in a guy that is an expert in ancient Greek, and his name is Dr. Perez, and when he comes in, he actually looks like George Perez. I'm like, what? That's a nice look. Because George Perez, if you're unaware, he did a reintroduction of Wonder Woman in the 80s, and it was a big, big thing.
Yeah. I like it. It's really good. The year one story's been perfect.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see where it goes from here.
I like the even issues better than the odd ones.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that the odd issues are bad. It's just I'm really digging
the year one story. It's really good.
Story.
Well, we're going to go break real fast. Tell you about Document 94. If you are in the Coconut Creek area, please go to Document 94. Check them out. They're great guys. They're really cool. They help us out. They promote us a little bit. They're good friends. I like them.
They are good friends.
They're good friends.
You can go in there and talk to them for quite a while.
Yeah. But back to comics. We're going back to our highlights. What this week do we want to highlight? Now, first off is going to be All-Star. Batman.
And Robin.
It's not Batman and Robin because that was a terrible story. And terrible. Well, Guard was pretty good. A little weird sometimes. All-Star Batman was really good. Really interesting. I wanted to bring this out. It's written by Scott Snyder and artist John Romita Jr. Romita Jr. has a problem with art sometimes, but this line, he kills it. Now, I wanted to bring it up, not necessarily because the comic itself as a whole story was this excellent masterpiece, but it's Scott Snyder really delivering on that whole, hey, I'm going to give you villains you haven't seen in a long time. I mean, let's list the villains we got in here. We've got ourselves King Shark. We got our Killer Moth. Well, Killer Moth was the first issue.
Okay.
But King Shark, Killer Croc, this giant meatball that I don't remember very well. I'm not going to tell one of them because one of them is kind of a spoiler. We get Cheshire, and what was Green Arrow's for a while was his sidekick, became an assassin. She's in Young Justice as well.
You got me.
I can't remember her name right now.
I'm blanking right now.
Yeah, but she's in it. You read it, you'll recognize her. These are all great characters, and it's a great story. It's really interesting with him and Two-Face, and this whole running commentary with him and Two-Face. Apparently, Two-Face knows his secret identity, which was a thing before, and it's still now, which is really cool. I love it. I think it's excellent. I wanted to bring it up. Pick it up. This is a great story. This is one of the best Batman stories being told right now. It's Scott Snyder at his best. He's told he can do what he wants. So you know what he's doing? What he wants. So it's excellent. It's fantastic. I am really, 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 really into it. Is there a couple things that I want to change about it? Sometimes the art can be a little bit weird, but I think it fits. Sometimes how he gets out of the things he gets out of is insane, but it fits. It's a good Batman story through and through. And I just love to see these no-name villains coming in and actually causing a problem.
Let's just hope Romita Jr.'s art doesn't resort to the god-awful atrocity that was during his Superman run where the proportions were incredibly off.
Yeah, so far he's done pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, he starts out pretty strong. It's just I think that sometimes he might, slack a little bit.
He does slack.
Yeah, he used to be really good, too. He did a great Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's pretty much about this. Let's move on to the next one.
Detective Comics number 940.
Oh my god, this comic hurts me.
Written by James Tynion IV, and Eddie Barrows is the artist. The feels
in this issue are real. It's a very, very emotional Batman issue.
Very.
A lot of things happen in it. We can't really discuss story because literally everything could be a spoiler.
Everything's a spoiler.
Everything's a spoiler.
Even spoiler is a spoiler.
Even spoiler's a spoiler. But man, oh man, it is something to behold. This is one of the best endings to a Batman story of all time.
I think I like the detective story a little bit better than the Batman story, and that's not to say that the Batman story is not very good. It's very good.
Thin-ice, mister.
No, it's very good. But I like the detective story a lot better.
I like the team-based concept of it. I think it's really good. Oh, it's so good. It looks good. It reads good. It's like sweet nectar of my life, and I need it. I need it so much.
Ambrosia, if you will.
Yeah, ambrosia, if you will.
Which everybody knows are honey buns.
Now, we're only bringing it up because we can't discuss any of the story, like, at all. There's nothing in there we can actually get into. It's pretty bad.
We can't.
But we're telling you, pick it up. Pick it up. Do it. It is excellent. It's got an excellent moment. It almost became a comic to where if you didn't pick it up when it came out, you wouldn't have got it at all.
Yeah.
Things happen to you're like, oh, this might be a hard one to find later. But it's still going to be. It's tying into things that are going to happen later, and the tying in was brilliant. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. The next issue is going to say a lot about this book, and so a lot of things are going to happen. And I can't only begin to tell you need to pick this up.
There's a lot of speculation going on from our end.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of speculation going on from our end, mainly from me. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little proud of that. Next up is the Doom Patrol, first issue. It is written by Gerard Way, also the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. I honestly think he's a better writer than he is a singer. I'm not saying he's a bad singer. I just think he's an okay singer, but he's an excellent writer.
I have a soft spot for MCR.
Yeah. And artist is Nick
Darrington.
Darrington? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't read this one. What'd you think of it?
What? It's good, but what is going on in this comic? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, it's so out there.
Like Grant Morrison out there, or...
Oh, no. I mean, like, I'll probably have you borrow it to read it, but dude. Okay. It's not a spoiler necessarily, but I'll give you an example. One of the characters comes to their universe, and he was in a universe that existed on a Euro. No. Churro?
Hero.
No, you're the thingy.
Yeah, it's a hero.
It's called Hero?
Gyro.
I thought it was called Euro.
You can say it the American way and be a gyro, or you can. I think the correct pronunciation is hero.
But like,
I'm not sure. I just know it tastes delicious.
It is delicious, and it happens, and like there's a huge explosion. It comes out of it, and this universe. And you're just like you're sitting there, confused to all believe. Like if you take the sticker off of the front of the cover, it's a Euro. Oh, how do you pronounce it? And you take it off. It's a galaxy, and it's super cool. I'm not taking the sticker off because that diminished the value of the cover.
That. And the cover is a sweet, sweet reference to Velvet Underground's first album.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool reference.
I was like, what?
I think there's another reference in there somewhere. I can't remember what they're referencing, but I do appreciate it. But man, it's something. If you like Doom Patrol, you like the characters, get it. It's interesting. If you want something that's really gonna just put you off and like, what is going on? Get it. It's weird. It's strange, which is right now a good thing because it's issue 1, but it could really hinder it later. If they do it right, it won't hinder it. If they do it wrong, it'll definitely hurt it. But it is pretty great. I did really like it. I want to bring it up. It is the first issue. Doom Patrol is a kind of a group that's gone quiet for a while, and I'm glad to see them come back again. And it's a lot of fun. They don't really come as a group in this one, but you see different characters that are part of the group, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. So, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know how much influence Gerard Way had with the designing of the cover, but he strikes me as a guy that'd really be into Lou Reed.
Yeah, a little bit. I love his work. I think he's a really talented writer. Next up is another issue that hit it with the feels. The Flash number 6. It is
oh my God, this has been such a great series.
Written by Joshua Williamson.
Yeah.
An artist is
Carmine Di Gian.
Very Italian last name.
Very
Italian last name.
Gian Domenico. I got it.
Woo! Italian heritage, be proud.
Barely.
This is the next issue after the death of Mina. And I'm telling you right now, there has something to be said about a writer who can deliver a twist, quote unquote, that you saw coming, but you didn't want.
Yes.
You almost begged for it not to be true.
That, and you really care about Mina.
Oh my God.
She was introduced in, like, what, the second issue, and it's only been 4 issues.
And you just seeing
we're sad to have seen her gone in the previous issue.
Unhinged and just barely keeping it together.
Poor
Barry
buddy.
just keeping it together.
He's... Dang it, Christian.
just no. It's hard. It almost hurts you to look at. It's almost painful to see it, because it's like you can see just how destroyed he is, and like someone calls him out, like, how can we feel safe around you? And he doesn't argue with them because he doesn't feel like he can. He can't argue with them, and that's one of the worst parts. He can't argue with them, and you're like, oh, buddy, man, I'm so sorry.
Poor buddy.
I am so sorry, and it's just something amazing, fantastic, and painful. It is a painful story. If you're a Flash fan, God bless your soul.
You should be reading this.
God bless your soul, because you are suffering right now, because it hurts you. But it's such a good story. It's so well written. It's so well drawn. It's so well told. Oh, it's so good. It's one of the best
Flash stories we've had.
Yeah, period.
Well, I really liked the New 52 Flash, the beginning of it.
Yeah.
That was really good.
It was really good. Well, that's done. Next up is Green Lantern, number 6, along with Flash. The writer is Sam Humphries, and artist is Jack Herbert.
Where to begin?
Okay, so the story that was going on in the last one with the Hell Tower and whatnot very abruptly ends, and you're like, what's kind of going on with this? And then it makes sure to have a reason behind it. The ending of this issue is perfect. Like, it's perfect. It's the perfect thing. And it's just like, you get to the issue, you're like, wow, this abruptly ends. And you get like a really cool moment with the two of them, with family. We almost weren't going to highlight it if it wasn't for the ending. The ending is such a, oh no type thing. And you're like, oh, okay, we have to talk about this. Because it's a fake out. It's a perfect fake out. And it's really, really well done.
I found myself smiling a lot with that pivotal moment with Jessica.
Yeah.
I was smiling quite a bit.
It was really, really cute.
There's a lot of great character moments in this book.
There are a lot of great character moments in this book. It's hard to really get into. It's technically the end of this first story, technically the beginning of the next story, which is technically the same as the first story. If it is the same, we really don't know necessarily, but they're building to something with this, and it's interesting to see where it's going. Art's great, characters are great. Pick it up, do it. It's really good. Even if you're not a big Green Lantern fan, I'm not really that big of a Green Lantern fan. I'm still picking it up because it's so entertaining.
It is very entertaining. Thank you for listening to Collectors Coalition, a Magnesium Studios production. If you like what you've heard, be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're also available on PodOmatic and Soundcloud.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Collectors Coalition and on Twitter at Collect Coalition.
Stupid character limits.
If you want to write in, drop us a line at thecollectorscoalition@gmail.com. For exclusive footage, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Just search Collectors Coalition.
And remember, stay nerdy, my friends.